Wow, I thought we had it already, but I must be like Groundhog Day. Every day it's like, this year is the 30th anniversary of Independence Day, and you're president again, but 30 years later. And then the next year, 30 years later, we are here.
It means you're an icon.
We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Well, yeah, and I don't mind being stuck at 30 years after it was originally made. You know, that would be good. Yeah.
What memories do come to mind when you look back at that time in your life?
Well, I think, you know, it was not far from here was the Man's Grumman Chinese was opening there, one of the theaters that was playing in, and we went into, we kind of snuck into the back of it, you know, with Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich, the director, and, you know, I could see the side of them that, you know, they got to love movies from when they were teenagers, and they looked like teenagers hiding back there, so gleeful with the responses of the crowd, and just they were watching fireworks.
Wild.
Yeah, it was wild.
There are wonders in the burrows, tucked away, hidden, buried.
Anyone who knows the truth is in danger. We got two choices. We can give up, or we can go all the way.
This show is, of course, being coined the grown-up Stranger Things. Why do you think fans of that universe are going to love this show?
Well, you know, I think that was a very successful show, and it kind of got born in a world where it wasn't like anything else that you had seen, and so I think there's ways in which it doesn't feel like a copy of it, you know, but there is some common things that they have in order. You know, there's a kind of miracle that can happen occasionally in this life, you know, in this world and everything, and there can be a lot of touching moments between the characters, so it's not common in the kind of scare, horror, whatever. But then it does go to that scary horror side, and that can be creepy, and then a surprising laugh. So I guess it's freedom to be dynamic that they have in common.
Did you go back and binge any Stranger Things, or were you already a fan of that show before signing on to this one?
Well, I don't watch a lot of television.
Hearing that.
People saying that? Oh my God!
Clark, he did admit that he went and binged 2 seasons.
Too busy. Yeah, I think I got a thousand things that I'm doing, way too many. But I did want to be. You don't want to be left out of the
Right.
consciousness of the popular culture. So you watch it a little bit.
Well, I do love that this is a bit of a reunion for a lot of you guys getting to work on the show together. What was that first table read like with everyone?
Yes, well, it was marked by a lot of excitement, and actually, you know who stole the show? The writers, Jeff and Will, read the stage directions, the scenic directions, in the most dynamic way I have ever heard it, you know, where they're like they're just trembling with the excitement of a moment, or and the scariness they conveyed, and I just thought, wow, I think they know how to make this movie exciting, you know, and but it was a good read through, and there was a lot of good feeling there, and before the dinner, which is traditional. You have a good cast dinner right afterwards. So yeah.
How much fun was that to be with all of these former colleagues, maybe some friends that have been in the industry for just as long as you, but you haven't met before?
Yeah. You know, I think with somebody like Gina, you know, we Accidental Tourist we did together, and League of Their Own. I was married to her, and so there's a lot of good moments like that. And Alfred, I've done a couple of things with him in different stages of things, and then all of them have done stage at different times, you know. And with Dennis O'Hare for sure is a real stage guy, and Alfred does some. So yeah, it was a dynamic group.
In the burrows, death is the real monster.
That's what I thought once. But the truth is, people come here to live.
If you were to come up with your own retirement community, just since the show is set in a retirement community with you all, what would it look like, and which of your celeb friends would be a part of it?
Wow, you know, there's one place on earth that I think that I am the most sublimely peaceful in, and it's an outdoor museum park in Japan that's called Nihayan. and it's so farmhouses of Japan, and they have them from hundreds, like about a 600 or 700 year span, and they're all houses that were made without nails, and